Hi, I'm Tracy Ackerman, the designer and creator at Keelyboo. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a quick and easy pair of boots to go with your Steampunk Flight Suit patterns. I use the Cutie Pie doll clothing sweater mukluk pattern to make these leather look boots. Although they look like leather, they're not. It's a really quick and easy pattern and very versatile. Even if you've never made doll footwear before, you should be able to do this. It's a good one to start with. I'll put links in the description below for both the 18-inch size pattern and the A Girl for All Time size pattern. I'm going to show you the treatment that I did with my fabric to get this leather look, and I'm also going to show you a couple of changes I made to the pattern with regard to the soles. Let's get creating. Here's the leather look knit fabric that I have that I was thinking, wow, you know, this would sure be easier to work with than leather or vinyl to make up a quick pair of boots. It's quite thin, but it does have a little bit of a stretch. So although it would be easier to work with, not ideal for retaining structure when you make it into footwear. So then I thought, well, maybe I can back this with something and make it a little bit sturdier. And I went and dug through my stash and I had this polar fleece, and the stretch is about the same. The knit is a tiny bit stretchier, but not by much. So I thought, you know what? I bet I could back the knit fabric with this. I had made these sweater mukluk boots before, and I knew that it was a really great and versatile pattern and really fast to sew, so I decided to give it a try. So I'm going to be putting up picture of the patterns here. It's the sweater mukluk boots by Cutie Pie Doll Clothing, and you can find the patterns for both 18-inch size and A Girl for All Time size on Pixie Fair. I'm going to put a link in the description. I did make a couple of changes to the pattern. So the first thing I did was to eliminate the boot cuff piece, and then I also cut down the boot leg piece because I just found it to be a little bit too tall. And then to laminate the pieces together, I measured out how much I was going to need. This is for the boot upper pieces, and you can see I've got my leather look knit on this side and my fleece on this side, and I just used some temporary spray adhesive made for fabrics to keep the two of these together so I could pull them apart. And I'm going to use this, and I'm going to cut out my boot uppers from this. And then for the boot leg pattern, I actually cut the pieces out, and I cut the boot leg about 1/4 of an inch shorter than the actual pattern piece for the A Girl for All Time, and about 1/2 an inch shorter for the American Girl size ones, and then cut the fleece portion 3/8 of an inch shorter than that. And the reason is I want to be able to fold this top part over so I can get a nice clean look on the top, and I will stitch that in place. And I didn't want to have the bulk of turning the fleece and the knit fabric, so this way I can just fold that over and stitch it. So go ahead, make up your boots according to the pattern directions. These are two of the American Girl doll sized ones that I made, a brown and a green, and I'm going to be showing you how to do a little bit of extra to the soles just to give it build the sole out a little bit and give it a leather trim. So go ahead and make up the boots according to the pattern directions, including applying the soles, and then when you're done that, we'll be ready to move on to the next stage, which is adding this extra bit of decoration on the edge of the soles. I've got my boots finished. These are the A Girl for All Time size ones, and in case you're wondering what this is, I have these amazing foot lasts from Nuclear Needle Arts. I have them in the 18-inch American Girl size and the A Girl for All Time size, but there are other sizes as well. I will put a link in the description in case you want to get some yourself. They're very handy if you are making footwear. So what I've done is finish the boots per the instructions in the Cutie Pie doll clothing pattern, and I've cut 2 pieces of 2mm foam. They are 1/4 inch wide and 5 3/4 inches long. And then I've cut 2 strips of leather, which is it's a little less than 2mm thick, and I've cut these 6 inches long and 3/8 of an inch wide. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to wrap these strips around the sole of the boot just to give it a little bit more dimension. I am using my glue gun because that is what I prefer to do, but if you do not like using a glue gun, you go ahead and use whatever glue you prefer. I'm using my low temp glue gun with multi-temp glue sticks because I find if I need to touch the glue, wipe it away, it does not burn my fingers like the high temp glue does. So just wrap your foam strip around the edge of the sole. Try not to get glue gooing out. It's a bit tricky, and I'm just making sure that the edge of my little strip lines up with the bottom of my sole. As I come to the end here, what I'm going to do is put some glue on the side of the 6mm sole, but also on the little edge of the foam here, so that when I stick it down and push it, it's hopefully going to adhere nicely to the edge of the other side of this foam strip. And there we go. Now that I've got that secure, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with my leather piece, and I've made it a bit taller so it will actually kind of come up and overlap the boot a tiny bit. And I'm going to use the exact same method as I did with my foam strip, just applying a little bit of glue to the edge at a time, wrapping this around and trying to keep the edge of the leather even with the bottom of the sole. Alright, as I come to the end of my leather strip here, I'm going to do exactly the same thing as I did with the foam, which is to put some on the side of the foam, but then also a little bit on this cut short edge of the leather, and press these together and keep those cut edges together. So there we go. Go ahead and clean off all the glue strings if you were using hot glue, but that's it basically. And there you go, you got a nice set of boots to go with your flight suit patterns.
I hope you enjoyed this pattern hack, and I hope some of you will make your own steampunk boots to go with your flight suit patterns. I'd love to see pictures. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, or you can always email me at support@keelybudesign.com. Please share this video, like it, and if you haven't already subscribed, please do so and hit the notification bell so you always know when I post new content. Thanks for watching, everybody.